This is the fourth video on the practice test. Let's jump right in, number 13. Again, we want to solve this equation. The left side's already simplified, the right side's already simplified. There is no distributive property or combining like terms on each of the sides. Now we do have a fraction. Let's think about the goal. Let's get r by itself on one side of the equal sign. So there's my left side and my right side of the equal sign. I drew a little line to show you the difference. Let's get r by itself. So I could multiply everything by 4. If I wanted to get rid of the fraction right off the bat, you can multiply this times 4, it'll cancel, and this times 4. Problem is you're going to get huge numbers. So it might be a better option to think, okay, I want to get r by itself on the left side. There's a lot of stuff on this left side. Is there anything that I could get rid of easily? Yeah, I could get rid of the minus 21 easily. How's that? By adding 21. Okay, that'll cancel out. What you do to one side, you do to the other side, plus 21. What do we have left? Well, the equal sign is definitely right here. We have a negative 5 over 4 with an r right there on the left side of the equal sign. On the right side, we have 21 minus 16. So if you have $21 and you owe somebody $16, you could pay them off easily. You'll have $5 left. That's a positive 5. So now, to continue solving this, you have a fraction and you don't want a fraction. You want to get rid of a fraction. Now, what is a fraction? Really, it's a division problem. It's really saying 5 divided by 4. So how do you get rid of a division? You do the opposite of division, which is multiplying. So if you're dividing by 4, the opposite would be multiplying by 4. Again, notice that I put the numerator position. I put the multiplication of 4 up in the numerator position. That way I have the 4 up on top and the 4 on the bottom, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. It'll cancel out. So what I do to one side, I do to the other side, multiply by 4 as well. So like I said, 4 over 4 cancels out. I have a new equation that says negative 5r equals 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Final step, since I have negative 5 times r, I need to get rid of that multiplication of negative 5 by doing the opposite of multiplying by negative 5, which is dividing by negative 5. And what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So you will have r equaling negative 4. That's your answer for number 13. Number 14, again, a simplified equation. There is no distributive property. There is no combining like terms. It's just moving on to step 2, which is isolating the variable on one side, getting k by itself on one side of the equal sign. Where's k at? Is it on the left side or is it on the right side? K is on the left side. Let's get it by itself. Now, notice, this fraction's messing it up. I have a divided by 5 here. Wouldn't it be nice if it didn't say 17 minus k divided by 5? Wouldn't it be nice if it just said 17 minus k equals a number, and then you could just get rid of the 17 by subtracting it, and then just multiplying by negative 1, multiplying by negative 1, you'd be finished? Yeah, of course, that would be nice. Problem is, it actually has a divided by 5 right there, okay? So if you don't want that divided by 5, get rid of it. How do you get rid of something? By doing the opposite, multiplying by 5. And what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So notice that the 5 up here and the 5 down there cancel out. What do you have left? The 17 minus k comes straight down. It's no longer a fraction. Equal sign comes down. On the right side, you have a negative 35. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. On the left side, we're trying to get k by itself. So I want to get rid of that 17 by doing the opposite, minus 17. That'll cancel out. What you do to one side, you must do to the other, minus 17. Okay? So, excuse my work here, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. So negative 52 is on the left side. So let me rewrite my equation. Again, the equal sign is separating the left side and the right side. I have a negative k equaling negative 52. Again, you owe 35, you owe 17, you're going to owe a lot, you're going to owe 52. Final step is to change that negative k to a positive k. You could either multiply both sides by negative 1, or you could divide both sides by negative 1, or you could just say, I'm just going to change this to a positive. But what you do to one side, you must do to the other, change it to a positive. So k equals positive 52. Let's go to the next question. Man, these are like easy because they're already simplified. Guys, in reality, there's only like 5 questions that have distributive property or combining like terms. The rest are questions from the last quiz that we had last week. So you guys should be able to get a good grade. Number 15, let's get the y by itself on the left side of the equal sign. So I don't want this 3, I don't want this minus 4. Which one's easy to get rid of? The minus 4 is easy to get rid of. Of course, you could multiply by 3, cancel it out, multiply by 3, get 12, multiply by 3, get 18. But the easier option is to simply get rid of that minus 4 by doing a plus 4 right here. And what you do to one side, do to the other side. So what do I have left? I have the y over 3, this guy just came down. The equal sign comes down. And negative 6 plus 4, that is negative 2. So I almost have y by itself. I have y right here divided by 3 equals negative 2. I need to get rid of the divided by 3 by doing the opposite of dividing by 3, which is multiplying by 3. The 3's cancel. I have y by itself. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. I almost forgot. You need to multiply this side by 3 as well. So y equals negative 6. Ta-da! You see, it's easy. Let's move on to the next one, 16. Like I said, these are easy. They're already simplified. I need to get x by itself on the left side of the equal sign, all right? So how do I do that? I need to get rid of that 5 by subtracting 5. So let's subtract 5. We do to one side, do to the other. What's our new equation going to be? Well, we have a 21x. Let me bring that down, 21x. Probably shouldn't circle it. We're not combining like terms or anything. Just bring it down. Bring down the equal sign. 68, take away 5, that is a 63. So at this point, on our final step, we need to recognize that this really says 21 times x equals 63. We already know our answer is going to be 3. But showing our work, to get rid of the multiplication of 21, you divide by 21. What you do to one side, you do to the other side, divide by 21. This cancels, obviously. X equals 3. Moving on. Oh yeah, word problems, those are fun. Remember guys, consecutive means right after, like right next to each other. So the doctor, you guys know I was sick this week, and I went to the doctor and they gave me these pills right here. And they tell me you need to take these pills for 5 consecutive days, right? What does that mean? 5 consecutive days, that means 5 days in a row. So I need to take it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can't go Monday and then skip a couple of days, then take another pill, skip 3 days and take another pill, skip 1 day, then take another. That's not going to work. I need to take them consecutive days in order for the medication to affect me, to heal me. So right here, 3 consecutive integers. Those are just numbers. And it says with a sum of 156. So first, let's understand that consecutive means right next to. Kind of like a 7, 8, 9. Those are consecutive numbers. But if you add them up, if you go 7 plus 8 plus 9, that will not give you 156. That would not work, okay? So that's not a good situation there. So you want 3 consecutive numbers. So what I want to do is set this up. Blank plus blank plus blank, and we know that it has to be 156. So let me show you like kind of a way to cheat on this question. You guys all have calculators. If you know you have 3 numbers that have to be right next to each other that add up to 156, take your calculator and divide 156 by 3, and that'll give you a good idea of where the numbers are close to. So on a calculator, if you go 156 divided by 3, that's actually 52, all right? So if you try 52 plus 53 plus 54, it's not going to work. But I mean, if you pick a number that's close to it, like maybe you put the 52 right in the middle, and then 51 would be the consecutive number before it, and 53 would be the consecutive number after it. And if you try that right there, it will work. So these are the correct 3 pair of numbers that are 3 pair. Did I say 3 pair? These are the correct 3 consecutive integers that sum to give you 156. Again, the way to cheat on this problem is to take this number, divide it by the 3 numbers, divide it by 3, and it'll give you an answer, 52. Stick that number in the middle. That way you'll know that the number before it and the number after it, and then test it on the calculator. 51 plus 52 plus 53, it is 156. Now, of course, that's not the way you're supposed to do number 17. The way you're supposed to do number 17 is to create an actual equation and say, okay, the first number, I don't know what it is, right? That first number plus the second number plus the third number equaling 156. The first number, you don't know what it is, so you put an X. That means that the next number, whatever X is, whether it's 17 or 52, whatever X is, the next number is going to have to be 1 greater than X. And then the number after that is going to have to be 2 greater than X. So this is the correct equation that you're supposed to do, and then you're supposed to combine like terms. X plus x plus x, that is a total of 3 x's, and then the 1 plus 2 is a 3, and then it does equal 156. I don't know why I wrote 15 right there, but 156. So this is the equation you're supposed to solve. But then again, the easy way to do it, take your calculator, take 156. Since you're talking about 3 numbers, divided by 3, that way you'll get a good idea. 156 divided by 3 is 52. Write the number before it, the number after it, and you got your 3 numbers that are consecutive that add up to be 156. Number 18 says 5 less than 1/5 of a number is 2. So let's write it out as we go. We know that less than means minus, but the word then implies a switch. So it's not going to be 5 minus, it's actually going to be minus 5. So what belongs in the front? What belongs over here? What belongs over there is 1/5 of a number. Okay, so let's underline that in blue. 1/5 of a number. That is simply the fraction 1/5 and of a number. You can put x, you can put n, whatever you want, but it is 1/5 x minus 5. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Then what does it say? It says is 2. Is means equal 2. So this is the equation that we're solving right here, guys. 1/5 x minus 5 is 2. So I'm going to solve this by adding 5. You're going to have 1/5 x equals 7. Sorry, my wall went crooked right here. So 1/5 x equals 7. How do I get rid of the fraction 1/5? I multiply by 5. It cancels. I multiply by 5. I end up with x equaling 35. That's my answer for that word problem. Whoops. Let me fix that. Let's move on to the last 2 questions. Number 19, the sum of 5 times h. Okay, so what does sum mean? Sum means addition. And what are we going to be adding? We're going to be adding 5 times h. So let's write that down. 5h plus what? Plus twice g. What is twice g? That's 2 times g. And then it says is, which means equals. Actually, they even write the word equal. Is equal to 23. So there's your other equation. We need to solve for g. So let's get rid of everything else that's on the left side of the equal sign. Let's get rid of the minus. Oh wait, we're not supposed to solve it. It doesn't say solve, it just says translate. So we're done, that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The last question on this practice test. We have a fraction. Let's get rid of that fraction by doing the opposite of the divided by 6, which is multiplying by 6. What I do to one side, I do to the other side, multiply by 6. 6 over 6, 6 divided by 6 is 1. I have a 5k left over. The equal sign comes down. With a calculator, 35 times 6, just to be on the safe side, is 210. And my final step will be to divide by 5. So I will get k equals 210 divided by 5 on a calculator is 42. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with this practice test. I hope you guys study it, watch these videos over and over and over, and get an A on tomorrow's test.